Well, everybody, welcome to game number 3 of the match between Slivko as the red Zerg in the bottom right versus ToD as the cyan Protoss in the bottom left. The map, of course, Whirlwind. Yeah, that was sort of stupid. Whirlwind LE. Either way, in our first match, we had Slivko take home the win with his Zergling Muta. So awesome on Mammoth. ToD, however, took it back that next game with his... I don't even know what to call it. Basically, it was Zealot Star. Listen, he was just in the right place at the right time. That is basically how GM do, and the Void Ray sealed the deal, and Slivko had nothing to shoot it. Either way, we are going to be moving on to match 3, and hopefully my dog will not start barking in the background because I am not restarting this again. Because guess what? This is attempt number 2 to do this match. The first time the phone rang and I was like, oh... Well, I can't actually tell you what I said because, like I said before, I have young people who listen to this. So, shh, don't be mean to them. You know what? It's okay. It's okay. Either way, we are going to be seeing 15 hatch out of Slivko. Very, very standard on this map. He will be scouted by this Overlord. Unfortunately for Slivko, this Overlord will be... No, it will not be going to that expansion. I often see OVs get sent to both, but we will not be seeing that today. What we will be seeing is a Nexus first with the pylon at the back. I'm not even sure what to make of that. The pylon at the back, well, let's weigh pros and cons. Pro, it's harder to kill this if Zerglings come in, because if you get 6 pooled and your pylon's there, well, tough luck. You could cancel that, and you'd cancel that, and you'd still have your pylon here for the 6 pool, and the forge already coming down. The con is that, you know, it's not part of the wall off, so your wall off will be delayed, versus some things that could be a little bit later. And if you'll excuse my strained voice, I am stopping my dog from barking. It's See the Squirrel, and I am just... Listen, it's funny because, listen, I have 2 dogs. One of them is a tiny little... I don't even know what this thing is. It's a fluff ball. Here, say hi, everybody. No, it's okay, it won't say hi to you. It's way too interested in the... Oh, it's not a squirrel. There's a rabbit right outside the window. Okay, anyways, listen. I'm just going to move the dog. Oh, God, okay, whatever. You know what? Let's just ignore the drama going on. Let's ignore the elephant in the room and say the cannon is coming down in the early 3rd for Slivko. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. Okay. Game face. I'm a serious caster. This is a serious cast. It's a pro level replay. We aren't playing. This isn't a fun cast. This is not a fun cast. This is the real friggin' deal. So we are going to be seeing this wall off here. Everything going according to plan. Cybercore on the way. If you're wondering, there we go. My mouse has unfrozen. Thank heaven. Either way, everything is going more or less according to plan. We do have a Ling going to be sitting here as a scout. Oh, but we do have the cannons coming down at the 3rd. ToD, you and your cannon rushes. How I love you so. We are having cannon number 3 going to be coming down. And the only question is whether or not he can stop this. I don't think he can. And is that a photon cannon or a pylon? It is a photon cannon. That's going to be a pylon. Now the cannons are complete, and so is that base. You cannot cancel it. This is still quite an expenditure here of resources by ToD. So that means that even if he does manage to kill this off, he still has spent quite a bit doing that. Either way, those Zerglings really need to, good. They are going to stay out there. Those two larvae will be saved, so will this one most likely. No sense sending good money after bad, as the Broodlings do attempt to take out those cannons, but they are too well placed. And goodbye, Larva. We shall miss you. Either way, the new third base is going to be coming down right away, and we do have another gateway coming down. Whoop-de-doo. Four more gateways coming down. Looks like he's going to be aggressive with some things. Either way, we do have the queen here. She is going to have to run away with that. Luckily, queen off creep equals slow. Either way, these zealot stalkers are moving out there, and we have a pylon coming down, immediately spotted by that ling. You gotta love that skill. Of course, now that is an undefended pylon, he could just start working that down. Would probably not be able to complete it. The only thing is that, if he's going to lose a queen here, undoubtedly that is not going to be good for him. I do believe he will be able to save this expansion. We do have the lings coming out. Yep, there we go. Only question is whether or not ToD can save his units. Does look like with that time warp he will be able to, but it does mean he will not have the ability to mass recall, as he does have some zealots moving in here. The only question is whether he has the forces to engage this properly. I feel like he did not, but Slivko didn't want to take that risk. Not that I can blame him. Fighting inside that time warp does give an advantage to the Protoss, as he just decides to go all across the map to attack. Not a bad choice at all. That cannon there will cause him trouble, as it is more or less walled off. No! It is not walled off! It is not a wall off at all! That probe is not going to be enough! He has messed up there royally, as he has lings inside the main base. How is he going to be able to deal with this? Here goes the battle. We have zealots there, though. Where did that zealot even come from? As the lings are just in there. All of a sudden, this harassment is taken back upon him. How is he going to deal with this? I do not know. What I do know is that the workers killed isn't actually all that too much so far. Slivko, as good as he is, not able to do too much damage versus these characters. We do have... No, I thought we were going to see it both out overcharged because of the timing there. But this pylon also will be... Whoa, talking too fast, mouth too dry. Had to cough. That pylon will be worked down. And those lings are finally cleaned up, and finally that third base will be coming down. Oh my goodness, that wall off, not a wall off. That time when everything that you know in the universe turns out to be false. Yeah, that's what that was, folks. That was the time when everything you knew was false. Either way, a lot of infestors on the field. I feel like this is a good choice. Infestors, of course, imba as hell. Not that they are imba. I shouldn't have actually said that. Oh, I'm not supposed to swear. Either way, whatever. We have Phoenix is going to be working down that Overlord all of a sudden. Now, those Overlords are in danger. Can he even protect them? He will have those queens there. The only question is whether that'll be enough, because, of course, Phoenix are fantastically good versus queens. Interesting note how this still shows up on my UI. Oh, we do have... Oh, he killed that Overlord. All of a sudden, we do have quite the force here, though. Those infestors do have enough energy for several infested Terrans. Each, mind you, meaning that they could easily throw down a small army of infested Terrans, which are pretty darn scary units, as we do have these spine crawlers begin to move in. This, of course, base, so far denied. He will have to find a way to work this down. Will we be seeing swarm hosts like last game? I don't think so, as we are seeing roaches, and you, of course, heard my dog bark in the background, wanting to go outside and chase the rabbit. It will not happen, because I'm not cleaning up another dead rabbit. Listen, I'm not doing it. It will not happen, dog. Look, okay? It's fine. Either way, that pylon there will be scouted by ToD, will be scouted by Slivko. The only question is, can Slivko pull this off? Because frankly, he's sort of on the ropes. But there's the infested Terrans. Oh my god. Oh, it's terrible to war. Oh god, that's painful, and there's the phone ringing again. Why is this happening now? You know what? We're going to ignore it. You don't hear that. I don't hear that. Nobody hears that because look at those infested Terrans ruining this entire place. They will be timing out though, and now all of a sudden the Zerg army is fairly fragile, with most of its forces basically gone. And those queens so slow off creep, but they will be able to stop. Oh, the transfuse on the infestor picking off one of those phoenixes. You gotta love it. Oh, but how many larva injects is he missing while this is going on? Not many, apparently. He does have a lot of queens on the field. Only it does look like he will be moving this army, going to be attempting to clean these cannons out. Finally, how he engages here will make a difference in how much he loses. Well, it's undoubtable that he will have to lose something. Even if what he's going to lose is just energy, he's going to have to lose. Now, energy, you might say, well, energy is free, but if you don't have enough energy to stop the attack when it happens, well, you're in trouble, because I mean, sure, each infestor can throw out 8 infested Terrans, but, you know, it might not matter entirely. Either way, infested Terrans are amazing, good units, and we continue on. For some reason, these two are not warp gates. I have no idea why. Do have a robotic facility come down and more infesterling on the way. Storm on the way. Of course, Templar going to be very useful in this situation. For feedback and ninja expand, by the way. Wow. Is that even? Yeah, it's before this one. So this is in essence his 4th base. Either way, that ninja expand, we'll see what he does with it. We are seeing this Phoenix continue to harass. Harass? Oh my gosh, I can't English. Harass and to scout. But we do have quite the forces here. How much energy does he have? I don't really know. But let's face it, if he has enough for 2 infested Terrans each, that is going to be an issue, as he will have 36 of them right there. And I'm thinking he has more than that. We do have more Phoenix on the way, but will that be useful with the Corruptors? Now coming out on the field, of course, these guys are going to be falling down. Lings do that. And all of a sudden, there's a huge, dangerous force out here. And his army is here. What will he be able to do? It's in between his 2 bases. Positioning is everything. This is going to be a very difficult engagement for both of these players to pull off. There's the infested Terrans scaring him back, but he can't be scared back too much because he needs to hold his front. He needs to hold that front line, and he needs to be. Oh no! There's the infested Terrans moving in, and he needs to stop this from happening, but he can't. More infested Terrans are going to be going. No, that's fungal. Fungal, then infested Terrans. Oh my gosh. Quick note that you have to do the infested Terrans last. You have to do fungals first, infested Terrans last if you want to do it. But at the same time, we have the base falling over here. But you know, it's just sort of an afterthought to the massive destruction here as those infestors do begin to retreat out of energy. But their damage is done. Can ToD even hold this off? That is the question we all need to know. The more he loses, his base is just becoming a mass of red. Blood red. Those queens, of course. I don't even know if he can hold this back. The Immortal's there, but there's not much armored in this group. Just a couple of roaches, really. And that, oh no, the High Templar has picked off his weapon against the infestors is gone, and Swarm Hosts are on the way along with 7 more infestors. Not a good proposition for ToD on the ropes. Oh, and there was the one feedback going to be denying those transfuses, something you really want, because as long as those transfuses can happen, no, but never mind, they're not going to. As long as the transfuses can happen, they are in trouble. We are seeing more High Templar get morphed in. Now, whether they'll be for Storm or Archons, I'm not entirely sure. What I do know is that these Zealots denying that base again. Oh my goodness gracious, hero Zealots. 2 base denials. as they do engage those lings, but they are surrounded and sadly die. Their lives for ire. And what is this? We have, oh nope, it's a scouting phoenix, and they're going to be taking a look at what is going on. Does he spot the swarm host? I do not believe he does, which is going to be an issue because that will be important. On the other hand, we have a greater spire. Did those swarm hosts even complete is the question we are asking ourselves today. They did, or it did. We have an swarm host. There is a swarm host that is going to be engaging. Nice, awesome cannon there. Those lanes, of course, will be dying. The only thing is, though, is the upgrade advantage is squarely in Zerg's favor right now. With that 3-3 on the way, Sex, sorry, door, eat, coming, go. Well, I guess he is getting food. I approve that very much. I am basically always, no, I'm not fat, but I am basically always eating. I like to eat. Food is good. God, I mean, listen, I love food. Who doesn't love food? Food's delicious. I will mention that this seems really weak to infested Terrans, like right here. And we do have the Brood Lords, though. Forget weak to infested Terrans. We're weak to... This is like an old Brood Fester. Whoa, what am I looking at? How did I not even notice this was going on? Oh my goodness. I wasn't even paying attention. I haven't seen things like this since Wings of Liberty, really. Nevertheless, looks to be what we're looking at. Oh my gosh, it's been so long. The only question is whether or not he can do anything with it. All those lings, of course, will be spotted by that Zergling. Awesome Zergling. We love that Zergling. It's a hero Zergling. I would give it its own control group, but I cannot. I don't know why I'm talking about hero everythings right now. It's just heroic. Listen, it's your duty to support that ling as it goes and murders and probe. Anyway, we have a bunch more lings going to be cleaning that up, and we'll lose track of our little ling hero. Only you would pause a game when there is 30 seconds left. True. GG anyway. ToD with the good-mannered smack talk at the end. You gotta love him. Gotta love him. Anyway, folks, ToD goes down and Slivko advances. I'll be seeing you all next.